Transformations from the Ministry of Daughters of Destiny. Now, if this is your first time or you're yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're on Instagram, you can see earlier episodes in my YouTube channel, Busola Jegede. Click the notification button and you will get notices of our current programs. And so I welcome you this morning, episode 48. Wow, it's been such a delightful journey on transformations. And we're starting a series on leadership. Yes, the transformed person must be able to lead others. Even as you will be a good follower, you must also be a good leader. So today on transformations, we're starting a series on leadership, and it's titled Leadership That Works. Leadership that works. What are those ingredients that are necessary for you to be an effective leader? Even in your home, you're a leader. Yes, as a mother, you're leading your children. In your office, in your store, in your entrepreneurship endeavor, in the workplace, leadership experience and leadership training is very important. And there are so many ingredients that you need in order for you to be an effective leader. So we'll be looking at some of these things as we go on in this journey of transformations. So today we are looking at leadership that works, and we're starting with supervision. Supervision. A good leader must be able to get the best out of his or her team. No matter how laudable your goals are, you need an effective team to execute them. So you might have had a vision, you might have had some goals, some things God put inside of you. A very good vision you cannot achieve just by yourself. You need to employ people, you need to raise people. And so a good leader must of necessity be able to motivate people. You must be able to inspire people. You must be able to communicate as well as supervise your team members. Supervision is very important, because if you don't supervise people and you just give them a blanket instruction, they may just do it according to their own interpretation. And in order to avoid frustration, in order to avoid failure, it's important that you are very good at supervising people. A leader must not fail in raising others effectively. You see, Apostle Paul said to Timothy in 2 Timothy chapter number 2, verse 2, all the things you have heard from me among many witnesses, commit these to faithful men who will be able to teach others. That was what Paul was telling Timothy. Everything you are hearing and you're seeing, you've got the responsibility to commit it to another level of leaders who will also raise others. So we can see 4 levels in the supervision chain. Apostle Paul supervising Timothy, speaking to him. Everything you've heard, don't lose it. Timothy, whatever you heard, pass it on to faithful men that you will raise. And then the faithful men are to pass it on to others. 4 levels. Apostle Paul, Timothy, and faithful men, others. So it's important that we are very, very intentional about supervising people. Supervision is needed to ensure that templates are followed. It's important. When you don't follow the pattern, when you don't follow the template, things can go wrong and the desired result will not be achieved. So supervision is necessary so that people do not deviate from accepted standards. So people cannot just do things the way they like. There are acceptable standards for quality control, for safety, for hygiene. So it's important that you supervise people so that they follow the standards. And when they begin to follow these standards, they will not lower the quality of your output, whether it's a service or a product. So what we're talking about is that supervision is extremely important, because if we even look at the Bible, Acts of the Apostles, chapter number 18, verse 26, Acts of the Apostles 18, verse 26, there's a particular couple mentioned called Priscilla and Aquila. Priscilla and Aquila. So they saw a young man called Apollos, very zealous for the Lord. He was eloquent, but doctrinally he was wrong. What he was preaching was not the current doctrine based on the covenant of our Lord Jesus Christ, on the New Testament. But he was very zealous. So you may have people working for you, they have good intentions, they have a can-do spirit, they are working with strength, but they may be doing the wrong thing if you don't supervise them. So when people are left unsupervised, they can fall into error. You need to note that. When people are left unsupervised, they can fall into error. A good leader in supervising people must be able to educate them. So leadership is a tall order. So if you're somebody that you don't want to be disturbed, you don't want to be stressed, you cannot be a good leader because you just have to teach people. If you don't teach them, they will not know. And they will just do what they think is right, which may not be acceptable. So a good leader in supervising must be able to, number one, educate. Secondly, a good leader who is a good supervisor must be able to coach. And you must be able to teach. These are all different things. You can be educated generally, broadly. You can be educated in a structured way. But coaching is deliberate. A coach guides you in doing the right thing. What you know, he clarifies things for you. A good leader who is a good supervisor must be able to teach. Teach people what they don't know. Expose them to things. You are being taught what you don't know. But a coach will tell you what you already know, but how you can do it in a more effective way so you can have peak performance. A good supervisor must be able to counsel. Counsel people. Talk to them. Empathize with them. And a good supervisor must be able to direct. So it's important for you, if you want to be a good supervisor, you must be good at educating people, coaching people, teaching them, counseling them, and directing them. When people are properly supervised, they bring out very good results. Very good results. So when people are not supervised, they can go off on a tangent. So supervision keeps the team focused on her core goals. When you supervise people, they can focus on the core goals and everyone will be in sync with the overall objective of the organization. Sometimes in a place, some people are just walking on their own. They're just going on their own, doing what they think is right, which may not promote the overall objective of the vision. Supervision requires that you are available. When we put people under you as a team leader and you are not available, how will you be able to supervise them? You have to be available. You have to see what they're doing firsthand. Even if you tell people 10 times, sometimes you'll see they are doing something different. So a good supervisor must of necessity be available, either physically or somehow, but you must be available to the people that you're supervising. A good supervisor must pay attention. A good supervisor should not micromanage. Don't micromanage people. This is very important. You should allow people to work with their own initiative, appreciate the uniqueness of each person, but you will be in touch with what they're doing. So you give people a lot of free hand, but you're also looking at what they're doing. You're guiding them. So you don't want to stifle their potential. You don't want to stifle their uniqueness, but at the same time, you still want to be in control to know that they are in sync with the overall objective and they're not going on a tangent. It's important for you as a good supervisor, a good leader, to build a climate of trust and respect so that your supervision will not be resented. This is very important. When you're supervising people, don't let them feel you're breathing down their neck. Build a relationship. Let them know you're there to help them. And when we're talking about supervision, you have to know that this is needed in all ramifications. You may be running a ministry, running a church, running a business, running an NGO. Whatever it is you're doing, you need to have the qualities of a good leader. And you need to hone up your supervision skills. So what we're talking about runs across every level, every sector of human endeavor. So, build a climate of trust and respect so that your supervision will not be resented. And how do you also do this? Prepare a work plan. Sit with people. Give them what to do. Tell them what to do. So that when you are coming to supervise them, you're not springing things on them that you never prepared them for. So that they are not lost or they don't feel you're being too hard on them. So you must, of necessity, as a good supervisor, sit down and think through your process, then write down the things that need to be done. It may be early in the morning, you list out the work schedule for every person and you send it to them, either on WhatsApp or by a memo or by email. And so when you want to supervise, that will be your reference document. You can't just be saying a lot of things offhand. People can forget. The faintest pencil is still better than the sharpest memory, so they say. So it's important for you to have a work plan and ensure that people follow the plan. You can always refer to the plan. Working with WhatsApp is very good right now. You can just send people the things you want them to do, and then you can always refer to it. For you to be a good supervisor or to have good supervision, you must establish ground rules. Establish ground rules so that people know the ground rules. In this place, we don't do this. For this thing, this is what we do. We don't do X, Y, Z. So you don't go to those areas that will not help you. And then, when there are conflicts, it's important as a good supervisor that you resolve those conflicts effectively and speedily. Don't let things drag. Because if there is friction among your team and you do not resolve it, it's going to affect the work. The work will not move on smoothly. So as a good supervisor, you have to be decisive. There are things you will need to confront. There are issues you will need to deal with so that your work can run smoothly. A good leader must of necessity be a good supervisor. So that's where we end our talk on supervision today. Next episode, we're going to look at another aspect of leadership that works. I want us to take our affirmations, and then I'm going to read your comments. If you want me to read your comments, you've got to go to my YouTube channel, Busola Jegede, and write your comments on the live broadcast. That is the only way I can get your comments, not on Instagram. So let's take our affirmations. I am called out to be a leader in my generation. I need you to say that. I am called out to be a leader in my generation. I receive wisdom by the Holy Spirit. I am endowed and divinely empowered. I walk in sensitivity and deliver in accuracy. Greater is He in me than he that is in the world. So, I want to go on right now to see your comments on YouTube. Remember, the topic is leadership that works, and we are looking at supervision today. Supervision. So what do you have to say? If you have been following what our discussion today, we've looked at the different reasons why we need to be good supervisors to bring out the best from our team. So if you have anything to share with us, I would encourage you to go to our YouTube, Busola Jegede YouTube channel, so that I can take your comments. Yes, I'm right there. Okay. I hope I'll be able to get the comments today. I want to see your comments if you're there. The topic has been supervision. I'm trying to get my charts again. I hope today will be. Well, I cannot get some of your comments today again. I don't know why. But I want to thank you all for being part of the broadcast today. Thank you so much. We will look at it and continue the discussion online. It's been transformations from the Ministry of Daughters of Destiny. My name is Busola Jegede. Thank you so much for being part of the program.